some points. So what is going to be on the unit test next week? Let me do a new page here, and let me show you unit test review, unit test topics. On this unit test, the following thing, you write this down, the following things are going to be on this unit test. 1, write the equation, write the equation of a line. I'm going to give you, I want y equals mx plus b, everyone. We started the semester, mx plus b. You need to do things like find the slope from 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2. If I give you 2 points, find the slope. Use that slope formula, right? M is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Find the slope. You need to plug in to find b, and then write your equation. Remember how to write the equation of a line. Real simple. You've been doing it a lot. Should be a quick review. Write the equation of lines. Second thing, you'll need to know about functions. You'll need to know how to plug in functions. Like, what does f of 3 equal? You'll need to know function operations. That means, like, what does f plus g mean? Or f times g? Or f divided by g? Remember we did those? We added, subtracted different functions. Review those things. You'll also have to do composition. Composition. Where you have f of g, right, which is f of g of x, right? Function composition, where you put one equation inside the other one. One function, you put it inside the other. And you'll have to do function inverses, right? Where you swap x and y and then solve the new equation for y, right? You take an equation, remember you swap the x and y, take the x and the y, change their position, and then resolve the equation to get y alone, y back itself, and that's f inverse of x. Function inverses. So that's those things. Other things you'll need, we'll talk about complex numbers. Complex numbers, remember this was a plus bi. And we will do things like add and subtract, multiply, and divide complex numbers. Dividing, I would particularly pay attention to, right? That's where you have to do things like use the conjugates. Remember, no i's on the bottom. Eyes up here, everybody. Eyes up here. No eyes on the bottom. Use the conjugates. Let me try to write that a little bit better. Conjugates, that was like conjugates. That was if you have a plus bi. The conjugate was a minus bi. Remember, you changed the sign of the inside part. One of them is a plus, one of them is a minus. Those are conjugates. Right? So adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing complex numbers. You also have things like graphing complex numbers, pretty easy. Graphing complex numbers where you have the imaginary, the real axis, and the imaginary axis, right? Where you have numbers like 3 minus 4i would be 1, 2, 3 on the real, 1, 2, 3 minus 4 right here. 3 minus 4i, where it's 3 on the real and it's negative 4 on the imaginary part. That's like a graph. Graphing complex numbers. Some math of complex numbers. Things like that. And the last one was finding zeros. Finding zeros and polynomials. We have to do like synthetic division, synthetic, or long division. Sometimes with remainders, right? It's ax plus b plus the remainder over some function, right? All right, you had your long division where you had a remainder sometimes. Make sure you remember how to do the remainder stuff. We had the fundamental theorem of algebra. Fundamental theorem of algebra, where you find all the zeros doing what we just did with graphs, right? You take a graph, you find the quadratic formula, you do the synthetic division, etc. All those tools we just talked about, finding zeros with those things. What else did we do? I think that was mostly it. Finding the zeros. Oh, and then writing equations, right? Oh, what's going on here? You'll have to, come on now. All right, fine. You're going to be non-cooperative. You have to write zeros, write equations from zeros. Remainder over the divisor, I should say. Divisor. This was the like q of x, I said. Like the thing that we're dividing by, whatever, like when you did long division. If you did q of x, some function divided by some polynomial, you'll get your answer here plus your divisor. This thing you divided by, that goes on the bottom, remember? The thing you divided by goes on the bottom. You have to write equations. If I give you zeros, right, like x equals 2 and 3i and negative 3i, you'll have to write the parentheses about that, and then multiply and make a y equals x cubed equation plus blah, blah, blah. Remembering how to write the equation and then multiply all those pieces together. Okay? And that's it. Those four things are the main pieces of this, are the only pieces of your unit test. Writing equations, finding zeros, complex numbers, and some stuff about functions. So complex numbers, function composition. I'm going to post this up on Schoology again. So you'll have access to all this to review. If you want to go over the videos, watch those videos of things I did before, you can do that. But let me tell you, I've got 2 minutes left. Let me tell you how to earn some extra credit. How to do some practice over the weekend. What I'm going to want you to do, I have posted to our class on Khan Academy, I have posted lots of assignments in our Khan Academy class. So every one of these Khan Academy assignments you did, each one you do gives you extra credit. Composition of functions, evaluate compositions, divide complex numbers, complex number conjugates, multiply complex numbers. Look at all these practices. Plots the numbers in the complex plane. We also did things, I just did these zeros of polynomials, multiplicities and zeros of polynomials with factoring. Factored form, factors using polynomial division, determine the domains of functions. All of these practices, everything we've done so far, every single one of these that you do, that you get a score on, will earn you some extra credit. That's what I'm going to count. So, over the weekend, practice these. Every one you do gets you some extra credit. I will check these next week. And next week on Friday is going to be our unit test. So do all these in Khan Academy, all these practices. Every one you do gets you some extra credit. Okay? Slope-intercept from 2 points. There you go. If you haven't done that yet, do it again. Writing linear equations from word problems. Evaluating functions. Look at these. Everything we've done is in this Khan Academy. Practice those. Every one you do gets you extra credit. Even if you don't get 100%, it gets you some extra credit. If you get 100%, you get 100% of the extra credit, and you can try them again and again until you get 100%. I'll take the highest score. Okay, everybody? So that's your task. Practice those. We meet next time on Tuesday. Tuesday is a full class day. Tuesday is a regular 65-minute class, not a short day, because we don't have school on Wednesday. No school Wednesday, so we have our full class, full period 2, 6 class, 246 class on Tuesday. All right, everybody? I will see you Monday. Have a good one. Say goodbye in the chat. Once you say goodbye, you're free to go. See you all next time.